I'm Clint Stevens. This is the beginning of my 100% tutorials. We're going to get started. We're going to start an escape. Let's go. The first thing you want to do, talk to Saria, backflip off the porch, continue backwalking until you see a little, I use like a little yellowish whitish patch on the ground to kind of see where I want to set up right. So once you see that patch, you set up once to the right, move a little bit further to the right so that you can line up with that green rupee that's in the grass, because you want to make sure you get that rupee. And then keep backwalking, backflip onto the ridge, do one roll upright. Your camera should be pretty much lined up with the crawl space. It should be, I don't know, your camera wants to be just to the right of that first link of fence. That's normally exactly where you want to be. And once you get that, continue your back walk to the crawl space and get in there. Once you exit the crawl space, one backflip, two setups to the right. Continue backwalking until you hear the second audio cue for the green rupee. And then you want to set up once to the left, get the blue one, and then set up 5 times to the right, get the Kokiri Sword. Once you get the sword, you want to target the chest and then start backwalking, but make sure if you start backwalking that you didn't do anything wrong with the earlier portion, like your movement was crisp. If it was a little bit off, the rock will probably hit you on the way back, so you might want to wait for it. But if you're all good, just start backwalking and, I don't know, just backwalk until you feel good. I don't really base it off any visual cue. Just backwalk until you feel good, and then do 9 setups to the right. You want to get the blue rupee on the right side of the entrance, and then you want to do 2 setups to the left after you get the blue rupee, and then move a little bit more. You want to kind of line up your character model with that sign that's across from the crawl space that you entered, just because, I don't know, it's an easy way to gauge if you're going to actually enter the crawl space correctly or roll into the wall. So there you go. When you exit the crawl space, you should do 1 backflip, 1 side up to the left, and then 3 backflips. Make sure you pull your sword at some point during these 3 backflips. It doesn't matter when, just get it out. And then do 3 setups to the left. You should be lined up with a sign at this point. You want to poke stab the sign by holding up on the control stick B and Z at the same time. You should get a rupee, and the sign should break. After you do the poke stab, do 1 backflip. You'll line up on like the top of the fence, kind of, which is exactly where you want to be. So at this point you have 2 choices. You can do bridge clip, which is a little bit more difficult, and then you can do not bridge clip, I guess, which is just easier. I probably recommend that one if you're just starting. So if you do the not bridge clip method, you're going to want to do 1 setup to the left when you're on top of the fence, and then do a down left roll. Roll towards those blocks, those 3 blocks leading to the store. You want to get a blue rupee from crossing those. Instead of entering the store, take a right. There should be another segment that you can jump over and get another blue rupee. Make sure you got 35 before you enter the store, because you want to buy the shield. If you do bridge clip, you're going to do 3 setups to the left when you're on top of the little fence. You'll fall off the upper part and then do a down left roll. There's going to be a segment of fence in front of you. You should climb up the rightmost part of the fence. When you're on top, you're going to jump off, and you have a 1 frame window to do a jump slash. It is the frame after the peak of your jump. That's when you jump slash. So if you do it correctly, you'll get a boost onto the bridge. If you do it incorrectly, you will fail miserably. Everybody will make fun of you. Try to avoid it. When you bridge clip correctly, you're going to do 2 quick setups to the left. If you wait too long, Link recoils back, grabs the end of the bridge, and wastes some time. So try to avoid it if you can. There's a blue rupee next to a little girl up there. That's what you're there for. So grab the blue rupee and then fall to your right. There's also 3 blocks leading to the shop. You're going to get another blue rupee crossing those blocks. You should have 35 rupees at this point, which is enough for a shield, which is exactly what you want. When you enter the shop, you should have 35 rupees. There's a blue rupee on the right side of the counter in a kind of sneaky spot. Once you grab that, you got enough to buy your shield. So buy the shield and get out of there. This is where it gets more fun. We're going to do 2 rolls down after we exit the shop. You want to cross the blocks and try and line up your camera with the right side of that entrance exit Kokiri because that's where you want to do Pokey Escape, on the right side of that. So start your backwalk line there. You want to backwalk instead of roll, because if the distance is longer than 4 rolls, it's faster to backwalk. You can also use a WESS to get to the Pokey spot. It only saves 3 seconds if it's done perfectly, but it is very stylish. I'll explain it later in the video. This next part is called Pokey Escape. It's very frustrating when you start, so don't feel discouraged if you can't get it. My favorite way to do Pokey Escape is Z-target the wall, turn right, do a regular slash, and then do a crouch stab while flicking up on the control stick. This will give you a good recoil into Pokey, and right after you do the crouch stab, you want to press A to cancel the crouch stab by talking to Pokey. If you do it correctly, your sword will glow as you're putting it away, and you will clip through Pokey. Once you clip through Pokey, it's actually pretty easy to get around him. There's a little gap in between the tree trunk entrance thing and the ground on the left side, so if you make him walk slowly across that, he will just fall into oblivion, which is convenient. Also, you can just roll past him on the right side if you're sneaky. Don't mash A, otherwise you'll just talk to him. So you just have to do one well-timed roll near kind of like the right side, and you can just roll right past him. If you don't like the flick up method, you can do the see up method, which is just getting into the corner next to Pokey, and instead of turning right and flicking up, you actually see up and get your angle specifically the way that you want it. You can just line up on a texture on the side of the wall. You just need to make sure that it's a good angle where you crouch stab and go directly into Pokey in the corner. You want to make sure that you still do the crouch stab and then cancel it with A, because that's how you clip through. So that's an alternative. It's definitely slower, but some people think it's more consistent, and it's more I don't know, it definitely is more consistent. It's just personal preference. Pokey Escape can be pretty tough, so if you have some trouble with it, don't feel too bad. There's a bunch of different ways you can troubleshoot to see what exactly you're doing wrong, so hopefully some of these will help. If you crouch stab the wall, and you press A to talk to him and you don't talk to him at all, that means that you pressed A too early. If you crouch stab and you press A to talk to him, and you talk to him but your sword doesn't get shiny, that means that you pressed A too late. If you do the crouch stab, your sword gets shiny, you kind of talk to him, but you get popped out, that means that your angle was off and Pokey doesn't like you. Sometimes your angle can seem perfect and Pokey just says nope, so don't feel too bad. Also, if your sword gets shiny and you press A to talk to him, but your sword doesn't actually like hit anything, that means that your angle was off too. It means that it was too shallow. You needed to actually hit the wall to get the wall recoil, which might seem obvious, but some people got questions about it. So there's a WESSing, which I was talking about earlier in the video. It's an alternative to just walking to Pokey. WESSing is a concept that's going to be used a lot throughout the tutorial, so if you want to learn it now, you know, dabble your feet a little bit, might be a good idea. The first thing for WESS Escape is do the 2 rolls like normal and get onto that middle block in the middle of the pond, like next to the shop. You want to pull your sword out and look back near like this. I use the shopkeeper chick as kind of like a gauge. I want her to be in the middle of the screen. I feel like that ends up being a good angle. It's not even precise, but I don't know, it's just a little bit helpful sometimes. So once you have your position, and your sword out, you hold down right on the control stick, and right when you fall off the block, do a jump attack. Hold Z, and hold ESS position on your controller. Now what is ESS position? You want to get really comfortable with this concept. ESS position is where Link is pivoting. Like, you can just test this wherever. Where Link is pivoting, he's not actually moving his feet, he's just shuffling. He's just shuffling, he's just turning, kinda. That's ESS position. If Link starts actually moving somewhere with his feet, you dropped ESS position too far. If he stopped pivoting too little, it's very precise, okay? So keep that in mind, that's ESS position, don't forget it. So back to the WESS, you're gonna fall down right, you're gonna do your jump slash, and right after you do the jump slash, hold ESS position, and don't let go of it. You need to hold it the entire time you do this WESS. If you drop it at any point, it's over. So hold ESS. After you do the jump slash, keep holding Z. If you did it right, you should be riding the momentum backwards like a wave, okay? If you want to turn, you can let go of Z and Link will start turning until you hold Z again. That's how WESSes work. If you combine this knowledge and do it perfectly, you can save 3 seconds by WESSing your way to Pokey. It's very stylish, saves a little bit of time, might be worth it. You're going to have to WESS a lot, so once you get used to it, maybe you come back and do it when you're ready. I don't know. That's the end of my escape tutorial. I'm going to be making a ton of 100% videos, so stick around, follow, subscribe, whatever it is on YouTube. Thanks again. Have a good day.